Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hold up 1 second. I'm trying to drop this in the group chat. Oh, how is everyone doing? What? What's happening? Hold up. Okay. Something happened in the group chat. I was just looking to see what's going on. Before we begin, y'all, how are y'all doing? It's the first official Monday of the year. Okay. Um, I hope y'all are all having a great day. I know I am. Please don't forget to like this video, follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm Jovi Beauty. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. Okay, this is my Twitter. Go ahead and follow me. My IG. That's where I post the pretty pictures. Y'all already know. Don't ask about my Christmas tree. It will be coming down this week, but give me some time, okay? This is my Blue Sky. Go over there and please go over there and follow me. Go to my website. I'm sorry, I am babbling. Go to my website, jovibeauty.com, to get you one of our cute scarves, caps, bonnets. We have a lot of cute merch. We're bringing more during the year, so go ahead and follow today. And don't forget to go over to my TikTok and follow me. We are at like 260, I believe. We need to get to 1,000 to live stream on YouTube. I posted a video this weekend. It did very well. And I'm going to do an update one on TikTok and I'll also post it in the community tab over here on the YouTube. On the shorts over here on the YouTube, right? So be prepared for that. I started reviewing a web show, I guess, a YouTube show that I always be watching. So I started reviewing a little bit and it did well. So I said, you know what? I'm going to review that bitch more because I watch it every day. So might as well. Last but not least, don't forget, you can always do what? Donate to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. All right. Just FYI, just so you know. Oh my gosh. So today we have three stories three maybe completely different situations going on, okay? Because I want to talk about them and I really don't want to have to make separate videos. So here we are. First, we're talking about Blake Lively and her being kind of proven a liar, okay, this weekend. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Meg Thee Stallion a little bit, right? We're getting into what her alleged new boyfriend has been doing. You know, the exposing has been exposed. We're going to get into that as well. And I'm going to give y'all my opinions. And I also want to touch a little bit on this NICU nurse situation that came out over the weekend. And wow. Okay. Wow. If you don't already know, I just give me a moment. Okay. To jump into the comments. Hello, Darnell. Good to see you. She said he just took his tree down yesterday because his brother knocked it over. Listen, it took me a while to put it up, so it's going down. But I need to get me like a tree bag. I got to get a tree bag, so I got to get that sent in. So the tree will come down this week. Okay, I'm not one of them people. It's not going to be up in February. Okay, trust and believe. Hello, Kai. How are you doing? And DC, of course. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Jovi, taking a break from my TikTok rabbit hole. Y'all, I literally started strolling on TikTok. Yes, I've never really scrolled TikTok like that. I've done it a little bit and be like, all right, I get it, but I've never really done it. And I guess my thing with TikTok is why I never jumped on it like when everybody else did. I know I should have a long time ago. But my thing was, if you don't know, before TikTok was TikTok, it was an app called Musical.ly, right? And it was for children. Like my kid had a TikTok Musical.ly account since she was like 4, right? It was for kids. Kids would get up on there and make little skits and little, something. So when it transitioned to TikTok, I think that happened during COVID. It was just, to me, it was just like, why are they taking away the kid stuff? And I never really wanted to go on there because to me, it was like, it's based off little kid shit, like little kid, not teenagers, like little kid. That's where the little babies used to be. So, but now I guess everybody on there. So it's like Facebook, I guess, at this point. So She said, I need a tree bag. Me too. I saw one. It's in my car. I'm about to purchase it. Whatever. Hello, Nadi. Hello, Nicole. How are y'all? How are y'all? Hello, Mommy. How are you? How are you? I would click on your name, but it's you looking in from Facebook and it's showing your real name. So I ain't gonna click on it. It is snowing hard here in Brooklyn. Side note, if y'all want a news report, it is coming down. Okay, I went to walk the dog. It was a little flurry-ish. I came back, started getting prepared, went and looked out my window when I went towards the window, and it was coming down like it's a fucking blizzard. So I don't know. All right. So Nadi said it's snowing in Jersey. Girl, it's supposed to hit Jersey bad. So be careful, Nadi. It being here in New York is not supposed to be that bad, but Jersey supposed to get their ass kicked, and upstate New York supposed to get their ass kicked. So if you are anywhere in those vicinities, I know the storm is coming across from the west. I've never seen, side note, I ain't never seen no storm come from the west before. Have y'all? Because I feel like a week ago we was talking about a fog coming up from the south, and that a fog then turned into snow coming in from a whole different direction. Normally when bad weather come in, tell me if I'm wrong, it come from the south, right? It come from the south, or it come from the north, that Canada, that Canadian wind thing, whatever. This shit coming from the what is coming from left to right. And I don't know if I've ever in my 44 years of life seen anything on the news that moved from the left to the right. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging. You tell me. Okay. Plus, people telling me the snow coming down looking like that fuzzy shit that come in your packages. You know, that white fuzzy shit that get all over the place and you can't seem to get all the pieces up. They talking about the snow coming down like that. I don't know what's going on. Plus, today is January the 6th. We know what that means. So, yeah. Today is a day. Today is a day. I don't know what's going to happen today. We don't know what. We're waiting to hear from Washington. I don't know what's going to happen today, but today is a day. Okay. Anywho, it comes from the north. Yeah, it normally comes from the north and south. This one, they talking about it coming from over there. And I want to know when the fuck snow started coming that way. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Let's get into the topics for today. What do we want to talk? Let's talk about Blake Lively. Let's talk about Blake Lively and what the fuck happened. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this. I don't really need the article, but I'm gonna pull up the article anyway. I don't need the article. I've been told y'all for a long time I don't really like Blake Lively. Why? She is, in my opinion, Blake Lively gives the epitome of when we say white woman tears. She's a mean girl. She's been mean since Gossip Girl days. I'm old enough, back in the day when Gossip Girl first came out, I was Gossip Girl age. She's been a mean girl, and people have been talking about this shit from Gossip Girl days, traveling, what it was, the traveling pants. Y'all remember that shit, the traveling pants days? Like, it's always been something about her, right? And I've always said I'm not really a big fan of her. I know her and Ryan Reynolds supposed to look so good, right? They're supposed to be this quintessential couple. And in my mind, it's just blonde hair, blue eye delusion, okay? They're not really good people, okay? He cheated on Scarlett Johansson, in my opinion. I said what I said, okay, to get with Blake Lively because he Scarlett Johansson was blowing up, and Ryan Reynolds, again, like most white men, listen, this is white people shit. This ain't even white people shit. This is men shit. This is men shit. Okay, like most men, they have an issue when their wife is doing better than they asses, especially when they think they supposed to be that, right? So he left. So he cheated on Scarlett Johansson, cool, because she was making movies and he couldn't tolerate it. He got with Blake Lively. Her career then went to shit because she understands who she married because she's a quintessential white woman and they fall in line real quick. They know what it is. And I told y'all this summer when that Daredevil movie came out, and the movie she was in came out 2 weeks later, and her ass stood up on that red carpet and was talking about her husband and how great his movie is on her movie's red carpet. I told y'all she was one of the women that will set up her own self to do bad, destroy her movie, It's my opinion and I'm sticking to it. Destroy her movie, you know, so her man could feel good. She done made this, she done had this man, her husband, rewrite parts of the movies where he was not a producer, director, he ain't an actor, he ain't nothing. She done allowed him to do all of this. Because again, even though she was gonna make sure her movie ain't do as good as his movie, you know, that was what she was gonna do, period, right? She was gonna sabotage that whole but she needed to make sure that anything she do to make, you know, that, oh, I don't know, you know, I need your help. That damsel in distress shit that she likes to do. Okay, I'm cool with some damsel in distress shit. I'm a damsel and I be in distress. Okay, but when it comes to me sabotaging myself or me sabotaging my fucking, you know, my shit, period, to make you feel like a big old man, I can't do that. I can't do that. And that's what she does. That's what she did, in my opinion. And that's what's happening. Okay. So that happened. And she went on to say, we all watched it because these people, Blake Lively, you know, a lot of people in 2024, this mentality, especially this new white mentality, they're trying to tell us not to believe our eyes. Okay. We watched her, like I said before, boast her husband, talk about this movie that we're talking about is about DV. She's trying to sell hair products during the movie. She's talking about it wasn't a big deal. It was just her life. It's a movie about DV, idiot. And she was not hitting it because, again, she couldn't hit it because her husband's movie needed to do better than hers. So then she did all of that. She tried to throw the director under the bus. The director hired a crisis management PR team. We knew that back then. They said they did it back then. This shit ain't new. There wasn't a secret. You trying to destroy the nigga's whole shit. He hired a crisis PR team. Come to find out why during this whole time, why he hired it, they, you know, she invited Ryan to script readings or wherever. They had it at their house. He's yelling and screaming and berating the director and her co-star because in front of his rich friends, because this is what white people do. And his name is Baldoni. Anthony Baldoni is white, but he ain't white enough. Okay, he ain't white enough. He ain't they type of white. So then New York Times made an article about this shit, and they basically, again, in my opinion, somebody they live here in New York City. Let's call a spade a spade. They probably, in my opinion, because I'm a New Yorker, they probably had lunch or whatever with the writer, with the editor from the Times. Okay, let's call a spade here in New York City, right? And got them to write this. Let's not act like newspapers and news publications in general aren't up for sale. Let's not pretend that the last 5 years, not 4, 5, more than that now, I don't even know, these publications have proven that they're not about actually reporting the correct news. They're all about sensationalizing shit, right? They done it with Trump, and now they're doing it with, I guess, the biggest bidder, biggest seller, whatever. So I'm gonna read this article. This article came out on Saturday. It's a 7-minute read. So let's read the article. It's from Yahoo. Okay, the haunted new twist in Blake Lively, Justin Baldini scandal. All right, listen to everything I told you about Blake, okay? And Ryan. I know y'all love Ryan Reynolds, child. I know y'all love Ryan Reynolds, but there's a new twist in a dispute between actors Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. And it says a lot more about our society than it does about them. Last month, Lively filed a legal complaint that claimed Baldoni and film producers it don't matter, not only sexually harassed her on a set of their blockbuster hit It Ends With Us, but that they, along with their production company Wayfair, hired a crisis PR firm to smear her reputation this past summer. Excuse me. This past summer, After the film's release. The New York Times reported on the details of the allegations made in on the complaint, which included messages from the crisis PR rep asserting that they could easily bury Lively. Okay, Balduni and Heather deny any wrongdoing. The response to the story was gigantic. We made a video about it, okay? In part because the smear campaign against Lively was successful even beyond the scope of what the crisis PR could have hoped to accomplish. Because all it did was bring out who the fuck Blake Lively was. And this is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. All it did was bring out who majority of us thought Blake Lively was in real life. Again, I'm go back to Gossip Girl. I'm gonna go back to Gossip Girl. Okay. Y'all know Blake Lively is a natural brunette. The other girl who was not Serena, Blair, who was on Gossip Girl, she's actually a natural blonde. There are so many interviews from even back then where Blake Lively was like nasty mean girl, white nasty mean girl shit to her, even making comments about how blondes do it best and all of that. Mind you, she's not even a natural blonde, but the delusion of white inclusion. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. She's not, in my opinion, we know these Caucasian women are not a good person. Just because they smile and they're blonde and they have blue eyes, and you believe and you grew up believing that in Christianity that your God was blonde with blue eyes, does not mean that they're good people. I just everything about this girl says that she's insecure as fuck. I'm just say that she's insecure as fuck, and she's not a nice person. Period. And this ain't it would have been one thing if this was the only thing we've ever heard. Where people been talking about how you're not a good person. And honestly, especially after all these years, if you weren't a great person before, you're married to somebody who would literally buy a football team without even asking you, who just dumps babies on you and disappears for months at a time to make his movies and shit. He couldn't do that shit with Scarlett, because Scarlett was making her movies too. No wonder you're resentful and you're mad. But again, you're taking it out on the wrong person. The person you should be mad at is Ryan ass, because he keep putting you in badass situations and you just keep mommy and your man gonna leave you in a bad and let me say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this with every piece of life experience in me. Okay. Ryan Reynolds will divorce Blake Lively if her reputation if they don't fix her reputation. He will divorce her just like any other motherfucker who has used you that he can't use you no more. He got his kids. You already kind of threw your career away from jump, and you finished throwing it away. Who the fuck else is gonna want to work with you? Because now they know if they want to even have you, as they couldn't even hire Blake Lively as supporting actress. Okay, fuck a lead actress. They can't even hire her as supporting actress without her husband putting his ones and twos in the shit. Ain't nobody want to deal with that. Okay, and he again, instead of being accountable for how he also assisted in you being a dumbass and you messing up your career and all of this, he's just going to divorce her. Watch my words. Give it a little bit. He's just going to divorce her because it's going to make him look bad. Anyway, the response to the story was gigantic, in part because the smear campaign against Lively was successful even beyond the scope of what the PR crisis team could have hoped for to accomplish. One of the crisis PR reps who orchestrated the campaign put in a message uncovered via subpoena the amount of bashing Lively was subjected to online was actually sad, because it shows you have people really want to hate on women. People really want to hate that woman. Baldini, known previously on his role as the CW James the Virgin. Again, I stopped watching CW and them after like Gossip Girl and them, Smallville and them. I don't know. Was dropped by his, and then he was dropped by his talent agency, according to what I saw reports. Because Ryan Reynolds called his agent and was like, "You shouldn't represent him, sir." Ryan Reynolds called his agent and told his agent that it wouldn't be a good idea if he continued to represent Baldoni. Wow. And I do want to also point out, because again, I don't know if the Yahoo articles made it clear or not, that a lot of those, the when the PR people were laughing about like the how the things were going, it was going without even their help. They were like, damn, we wish we had something to do with it, but it just took off. Because again, people already had these things. People already were finding out and pulling up, YouTubers and other people, okay, were pulling up old interviews from other movies she was in, where she was insulting to and being disrespectful to the reporter, because the reporter was a woman, being wholehearted disrespecting to her, acting like the lady ain't asked her a question, being rude, wholeheartedly disrespectful. My thing is, I don't want to hear nothing about. And I saw Burb and Bougie. She made a video about this yesterday another video, because she made a video a couple days ago. And I was going to put something in the comments, but I said I ain't going to do it. She made a video, and it's like, the thing is, we know that it's really hard for women, right? We know this, but we also know that there are so many male identifying women. And in my opinion, Blake Lively is one of them. Okay. Blake Lively have no issue insulting, making another woman feel small, right? Trying to insult her, trying to like do those white girl microaggression jags at her. She has no problem doing that. So then don't turn around, okay? And then be like, oh, people always attacking women, when you're one of the people who are always attacking women. What? Miss me with that, okay? Baldini, okay. Documents seem to no. The new twist is that Baldini, Wayfair, crisis communication reps have now sued the Times, okay? And the Blake and Ryan, they up too. Now sued the Times for libel for its reporting, claiming some $250 million in damages. Damn right, get all your money, okay? Baldini and Wayfair don't dispute that they hired a crisis management PR, because we all know they did, because he said he was back months during the summer after she was doing all of that shit. You want to throw knives and hide your hand. You want to throw knives and hide behind blonde hair and blue eyes. No. And any Black woman who has ever knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You want to throw knives and then hide and cry. This is white women tears. That Justin Baldoni and his Hispanic ass ain't white enough to recognize what the fuck was going on. Or he ain't Black enough. He's stuck in the middle to comprehend what was going on. When they said, this is the equivalent of when they said, if you're a Black woman, remember that man versus bear shit? Remember that? When they said, would Black women rather be eating their lunch in a conference room and a white woman walked in, or a white man walked in, and Black women were like white men? This is why. Because you would have been eating your lunch, minding your business, and that bitch would have got up, started crying, and ran to HR, talking about you chewed your meat too hard and it messed with her emotional feelings, and here you go getting written up by HR because you chewed too damn hard. This is why. The white tears of it all. Like the article said from the beginning, and again, I'm gonna continue to read to see where this shit is going. Like, it says more about our society. It says so much about our society, especially in the year 2025, when a mediocre orange man could become president just because he's Caucasian. It says so much about our society that this white woman who knew, or maybe she's, I don't know. I ain't a white woman. Maybe they really live in denial of the shit that they do, or just the unaccountability of Caucasianness. I don't know. knew what she did, knew that the half text that she gave to the Times, that there were more texts there. She was talking about they showed her porno. She in her report saying that at work they were showing her porno. Come to find out, the video that she's saying that the producer showed her was a video of his wife because in the movie she has a baby for her abuser. So he showed her a video of his wife's home birth, no private areas or nothing like that, just so she could get the, the energy of her home birth. And other videos that they found online on home births. And she turned around and said the home birth videos were porno that they were trying to show her. This is what that white woman did. Is this not the equivalent to some white woman coming up at saying that you attacked them and while you calling the police because she mad that you parked in her parking spot? Miss me with that shit when you talking about Blake Lively. Okay. But says that they did so because a legitimate lead was for public relations protection from Lively herself, as they feared she was on the brink of taking some interactions out of context or of blowing them out of proportion. What happened on set, they argued, that wasn't sexual harassment, and Lively claimed it was are simply false. In fact, the lawsuit implies she was just a diva. Okay? A white woman pulling a white woman. Baldini in 2025. A blonde-haired white woman, best friend with Taylor fucking Swift. Married to fucking this motherfucker. If she wasn't an actress, she would be one of them bitches that would try to be out here making trad wife content. We know what happens to them in their as they get older. The misery of it all. They're mad at everybody. The reality of it is they can't stand their husbands. That's called a spade a spade. And they get that's how they turn into the Karens. They mad at the world because of everything they have allowed to happen to them, because that is just the white culture to allow these niggas to do as they do so they can stay in second place. This nigga bought a soccer team, and you found out when he was doing an interview. Lively said Baldoni showed her a video of his nude self, said that not Baldoni, the producer. So what? This article is not accurate completely, okay? Because it was the producer. Showed him a video of his nude wife giving birth, something she found shocking and wildly inappropriate. Baldoni said he did so in context of discussing a birth scene in the film, and that the video was not pornographic, but rather deeply personal with no sexual overtones. The woman was giving birth. His wife, Baldoni suit says, condoned it's not Baldoni, it's this producer, his business partner. It's Baldoni, it's his business partner. Okay. Baldoni suit says condemned in showing it. And Lively telling Baldoni conveyed his wife consent by saying she isn't weird about this stuff, which Lively understandably took to imply that it might be weird for her to not welcome it. Lively also alleges that when filming a scene without sound, Baldoni went off screen and out of character and ran his lips over her neck, telling her she smelled good. She said he also barged into her dressing room when she was breastfeeding. Lively said Baldoni and Heath is the business partner, talked about their past addiction to pornography, which made her extremely uncomfortable. When she tried to shut it down by saying she had never seen porno, she alleged Baldoni announced that claim to a larger group, compounding her discomfort. Okay, so she's never seen porno because, she is a nice Mormon woman, even though I don't know if she's Mormon, but you know how it is. These white women like to lie and yell. Also, that part right there where she said he barged into her dressing room, right? There is the chat, that same text that that the Times took, but was only speaking on half of the shit. That text. In that text, she said she would, hey, you want to come? It was something like, you want to come work on lines? We got a little bit. He was like, he's eating with the crew. You want to come work on lines? I'm just breastfeeding the baby. Come. And he was like, all right, I'll come over. You tell somebody to come over while you're breastfeeding, right? Because again, it's, you're breastfeeding. It's not a big deal. Whatever. But then when you tell them to do that, but then hindsight 2020, or maybe because Ryan said something about you breastfeeding in front of this man, now it's a big fucking deal. White woman problems. This is just, again, ain't this like the women who used to get the BBC, and then when they brothers, they daddies, they fiancés found out they were getting it, they said that he R-worded her, and the nigga end up hanging from a tree. Baldoni ain't black, but he ain't white. I tell you that much. He ain't white enough for the white Americans. I tell you that. Baldoni lawsuit doesn't respond in detail to every allegation, but says that Lively often nursed in meetings and other professional settings, and in fact invited him. There he go. Invited him into her trailer while she was pumping. There you go. You are nursing meetings, because again, nursing. Pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. It's personal or it's not. You nurse in meetings. You nurse in professional settings. You invited him to your trailer while you was pumping, but then complain about him being in your presence while you're pumping. White woman issues. But Lively is far from the only villain in Baldoni and his colleagues telling. The New York Times in itself, they said has squandered its reputation, as Times reporters have ever more frequently veered spectacularly from their own journalistic guidelines. He's calling a Trump spade. Listen. When partisans deride the Times as fake news, a rally cry from Donald Trump and his followers, they do so. The Baldoni suit says, with some justification. So he threw Trump in this shit. Let's not act like y'all ain't willing to lie for anything Caucasian. Let's not pretend. This is perhaps the most fascinating element. A self-styled male feminist, Baldoni, defended himself by saying that the woman is lying and his actions weren't harassment, and then referring to words of an incoming president who is notorious for being accused of sexual abuse many times over and who was found liable for it by a jury. It totally is possible that Baldoni and his co-defendants are correct that Lively is a diva who had unreasonable demands and ostracized him. But even if Baldoni's version of the events are true, it's a bit rich that a male feminist who claims he made this movie simply to help raise awareness about domestic violence and help survivors would refuse to take a hard look at the acts that are not in dispute, including showing a video of his wife giving birth. That was not him. And this person, again, Trumper, more than likely. That's what half the time I can't even pay. Did I tell y'all I really tried to watch a little bit of the news this weekend, and I don't remember what came on, but like the delusion of it all, I couldn't take it, and I clicked that shit off, and I was like, turn this channel, because just bullshit was happening, and the host was again continuing to act like any of this bullshit that was happening is rational, sensual, makes sense. Like, I need a world where I need a world of Dan Rathers. Okay. I grew up in a world of Dan fucking Rathers. I need Barbara Walters. I need Joan Rivers out this bitch. Okay. Too many people, we live in delusion and acknowledging and accepting other people's delusion. And it is insane. It is insane. And I'm going to keep you a buck. It's insane for even whoever wrote this article, okay? Because he's a feminist. That doesn't mean that all women aren't great. There are too many male identifying women out here. Let's call a spade. That's the problem. Because even this article ain't dealing with the reality of what it is. Too many male identifying women out here. She has a history of being a nasty ass mean girl that goes 20 fucking years. This ain't just the first time. He called the spade on the Trump situation, but because he's a feminist, he got to just allow his everything that he has attempted to build and do to be crushed by this white woman. No mas. A movie set is obviously a different setting than a standard workplace. No one is acting out giving birth in an investment. No one is acting out giving birth in an investment bank as a part of the job, but that doesn't mean that there's no appropriate boundary. Balduni argument is a part that none of it constitutes harassment, but sexual harassment isn't just come on and ass grabbing. It's creating a sexually charged and sexual hostile work environment that makes it impossible for women to do their job fully and freely. She wouldn't have been happy at all. Okay? Like, please. She said, talking about porno, for example, is not just sexualized, although that's inappropriate to work at work too. She's an actress. I'm gonna be real. I refused to watch this movie because of how she behaved. I would have watched the movie when it first came out. I was even thinking about maybe going to the movie theater and watch this movie. But she was acting like this was like Barbie. Talking about we should wear florals to when we go see the movie. Like this shit was like Barbie when it was a whole DV movie. I didn't watch the movie, but it's a whole DV movie. I know the nigga was an asshole and all of this shit. We gotta have discussions about things that are in the movie, like childbirth. Like if the nigga is a porn addict, if you never seen porn, you don't know anything about porn, how can you play this role? Let's not pretend like this is not a movie. This ain't a fucking bank. When you work at a bank, you got to know about whatever the fuck. You work at Chick-fil-A, okay? Work at Chick-fil-A. You better know about the chicken. You better know about the Bible. You better know about Christianity. Don't be a Muslim working at Chick-fil-A. And if the Chick-fil-A decide to stop to do fucking prayers, complain about it because they told you that they are a Christian company and they're closed on Sundays because that's what they do. Right? What the fuck are we talking about? Or being Jewish and trying to work for Chick-fil-A, knowing that your Saturday is their Sunday, and they tell you got to work on Saturday, and you mad telling them they need to open their stores on Sunday because that's not your holiday. Like, the part that's missing here in this whole thing is white women entitlement, white people's entitlement. We just had it was a whole conversation that was happened like a week, 2 weeks ago about their mediocrity and about not being accountable. And the writer of this fucking article can't comprehend what the fuck the white but not white enough man is saying about Blake Lively and Ryan fucking Reynolds and their behavior. They didn't even mention in this article that they had a meet and he went to berating this man. He was Ryan Reynolds, who's not even a producer, nothing in this movie. They supposed to be going through script shit. He had people over there, probably Taylor Swift, and I'm assuming Taylor Swift and the football dude, I don't know, berate this man to the point where the movie company, the AB, whatever the fuck, the trying to think, MGM or whoever, their exec, not somebody who worked for Baldoni or worked for whatever, the movie company's executives, both of them that were there, was like that's one thing they feel that they regret not stepping in and allowing Ryan Reynolds to berate and disrespect Baldoni the way he did, because that's white man shit. They came out and said this. Please miss me with that. I don't even want to read the rest of this article. That's what happened. If you want me to be honest, I hope Blake Lively learns a lesson. She probably won't. The only lesson she will probably learn in this whole situation, again, if they end up suing her, Ryan got enough money to pay for it. But like the way I see it, Ryan will not stay with her after this. His image is important. Okay. All right. Now, we 40 minutes in and I didn't even get on the other topics. Damn. All right, let me look at some of these comments. How are you doing? How you doing? He said we had thunder snow there. It comes from the north and the south. The Arctic air pressure from the north was pushed down by western winds. That's what they said. That's what they said. Ryan Gosling's one with the Notebook. Yeah, I remember. It's Reynolds. She married. I definitely wasn't watch Gossip Girls. Plays professional victim and gaslighter. She was clowned for being disrespectful to the reporter. Now she's the victim. Yeah, she's a white woman. Let's call a spade a spade. Just because we've seen her in a couple movies, she's no different from any other Karen in the street. She's worse because she's a rich Karen. She's worse because she's a rich Karen. Okay. Okay, I said what I said. She said you need a gash camera on your forehead at this point. But again, we know what it is. He called it what it is. And again, the reporter, but that's the problem. Our society is the problem. The problem is that the people don't want to deal and be accountable for their behavior and the behavior of their people in their community. They want everybody to talk about their people, their community, black on black violence, all this shit. They are responsible for everything that has happened to this country, all of their behaviors, all of the racism, this country not evolving to the next levels like other countries could. We should have flying cars, okay? And we probably would have flying cars if the white people in America specifically weren't so invested in keeping these niggas down, okay? Because how many people have they tried to keep down and do all of this and not take seriously or hire the mediocrity instead of the A+ student and person who has skills at or giving promotion to the person because they're Caucasian and we know what it is, instead of the people who rightfully deserve it. How many technological advances have we missed as in humanity because of these ignorant ass motherfuckers? Like they're literally voting in a quintessential, and I said what I said, and I'm gonna say it again, a quintessential retard right now. As we speak, is the 6th to be president of this fine fucking country. That's what they did. And people have said it for generations, and it really hits the older you get and the more experiences you have. Because I've heard people say this since I was a little girl. This ain't shit gonna change until these Caucasian people deal with the reality of who they are and what it is. Until they're brought to forcefully or however the fuck, deal with who they are and what the fuck. And this is just one other thing. Crying and whining and making your own self a victim, but then you are still the same woman who harasses, insults, talk down on, think you're better than damn near every other woman there around you or every other woman there is. This is who she is. But you want us to give a fuck. Stop saying he's a feminist. He's a male feminist. She's not. So if we are going to go by, but how could he be a male feminist and just allow this poor white lily white woman to didn't just allow her to walk over his ass? Maybe if he was a black man, he would have allowed her to do that. I said what I said. Because them niggas, I said what I said. But the little Spanish, whatever fuck he is, said, nah, get somebody else to do it. Nah, I'm not gonna apologize. Like, what do you even mean? Even when they were doing, he's apologizing for shit. Like, I didn't even do nothing wrong. Like, what are we talking about? Bitch, you're an actress. If you can't act, just say that. If you don't want to act no more, just say that. If you can't, these people get so invested in their roles. They're supposed to, right? They're supposed to. If you're an actor, right? You're supposed to show up. I was watching this thing this weekend. You know what I think? I'm going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and the nurse after. As in, I'm going to end this video and start another one. Okay? Because this went on too long. But we're going to keep this going on, Blake. So if you're here for the other shit, come back in like an hour. I'm going to just restart and come back. But anyway, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying, though. I got distracted by talking to y'all. All right. Let's jump into these comments. Oh, please don't forget to like this video. And like I said, I'm going to go right back in. Oh. And all right. Yeah, I'm going to make this about Blake. I'll come back and after and go back into the other ones because this shit just took too much. And it's a word. And I don't want to drop the word to get into some other stuff. Okay. So we just going to take a little break. After a while, come back and get into that. Okay. All right. Hey, Soul, how are you? He used to date Alanis Morissette. She was too famous before. She was famous before he was. That wasn't a go. And we know this about men. Just because these people are celebrities don't mean that they still don't do men shit or like pick me bullshit, right? She's a literal trad wife who literally more than likely voted for Trump. Who literally got married on a plantation. Who literally was attempting to sell her hair care on the red carpet while she was talking about this movie. Who literally was promoting what the fuck is it? Daredevil? I don't remember the movie. Whatever the fuck movie Ryan Reynolds was in. I don't watch his movies either. Yes, I don't. While she was on the red carpet for this movie. Miss me with that shit. And white woman tears. I'm over it. The 92 know what it is. And the bitch who wrote that article, they could pretend. They could say all of this shit. They could attempt to program so many of these people in this country. That's fine. But you know what? We know what it is. The CNNs, you say shit enough to it become true. They can continue to say these things to these low educated, IQ in the shithole ass people, and that's great for them. I hope they get everything. Listen. We're not. I'm not going because they want to. I'm not going to sit here ever and pretend that insanity makes sense. or that Blake Lively has not systematically in 20 years worth of shit shown us little snips and pieces of who the fuck she is. Why nobody from Gossip Girl fuck with her? They all get together, have drinks, and be chilling, and you see pictures. They don't fuck with her. Nobody. Okay, let me drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link. Like I said, I'm gonna drop some more videos. I'm probably gonna make videos about those things. I might come back. Oops. Okay. I think I'm gonna come back live about Meg Thee Stallion in a little bit, and then I'm probably going to make a NICU video, a separate video, because I don't want to spend an hour on that. That'll stress me out. I ain't gonna hold you. She said, yeah. She said, white woman logic. This is because, when they love to be like, especially for us black women, like, oh, we got to believe why if anybody on this planet know not to believe white women, it's us. If anyone on this fucking planet, if anyone in this country knows how white American women get down, it's us. We know how they can jeopardize your livelihood, your career, for the shits and giggles of it. Just cause. How many of you ladies have been in a situation? The bitch wasn't getting nothing out of it. It's not like she threw you under the bus so she could get the promotion. It don't even have to be a promotion, y'all. Y'all know this. For the just cause it's a fucking Tuesday at 3, just cause that bitch ain't got no control in her own house, and her trash ass husband, who probably Caucasian, who probably don't do shit, and she got her paying the bills, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, and she can't even do nothing. She can't even complain to her mama because her mama gonna tell her to take your ass back there. Our mama ain't gonna tell us that. Ain't that's what they saying about us? Because we don't just accept the shit. After a while, a black woman gonna be like, nah, our daddies ain't gonna sell us to this nigga to abuse us for the most part. Some of these niggas will, like the Caucasian one would. These white ladies could come back to their parents' house with busted eyes and missing teeth, and that nigga show up at 3 a.m. to get his wife. Her parents will put her out and in their car and in the husband's car. That's who these people are. That gotta be a fucked up situation. I'm not even saying, but y'all been doing it for generations. It's just of your culture. I was gonna say, but this is their culture. This kind of shit is their culture. Because we love to say, okay, white people got no culture. They really don't, but like the victimhood of it all is their culture. Trying to do everything possible to keep every black nigga. I don't know if it's innate. Like I said, I don't know if it's a thing going on within their inner core. I don't know, because I don't think they are spirits. But inner core or some shit, I don't know. I got somebody coming up in a second. Just let me finish my thought. I don't know, but maybe just generations of the only thing you got is being white. And maybe when he is too busy, he is in the niggas around her daddy or whatever, too busy focusing on keeping them niggers down. He not worried about whooping your ass or doing some ungodly things to his child or wife, prisoners. I'm gonna click on this link. Please don't forget to like this video, y'all. If y'all have not liked it, like it now. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you like the content of the video, please don't forget you can always donate to the channel. It is thoroughly appreciated. Cash App, Super Chat, PayPal, all donations are appreciated. Okay, guys. And like I said, since this Blake Lively conversation has went above and beyond, when we finish this, I'm gonna take a little break, probably like 20 minutes, and I'm gonna be back with another live. Okay, we're coming back for another live. Like I said, it's 2025. Let's do it. Okay, all right. Excuse me. Unmute. Hey, Fashion.
Hey, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I miss you so much. Happy 2025. I'm so sorry. I just had to get that out there.
Happy
I
2025.
love you. I don't want to say that. I'm glad to
Thank
walk into
you.
2025 with you now. I will say a little disclaimer. Some of the stories you do post, I kind of like have to like I don't know. I've been filtering away from media because I know how it makes me feel energetically. So I stay away from the media. I stay away from a lot of stuff. Of course, your entertainment side, I stay on it. But I don't know. It's kind of this story kind of gives that elementary school vibes where the girl, because she's mad, because she's jealous of something, you know how they give you the jealous double takes and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And then they find some way to like harass you, like, oh, Gina hit me type of vibe. That's what it feels like. And I had a little theory when you said that, like, oh, she had a history of like not confrontation with people, but like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I had a theory because I watched Gossip Girl, right? And I
Yeah.
thought, is it possibility? Because they did this with Nia Long, no disrespect, of course, and other celebrities, where
Mm-hmm.
they kind of labeled them as difficult to work with and kind of help them get their way, just so
Mm.
they could like, okay, yeah, please be quiet. Here, sure, here. And they had to switch from their original story. You know what I mean? I kind of put it in chat that is it possible that the girl that played Blair, like, she was being like harassed or anything by her on set or anything like that? Because I heard some things like that do
I've
happen.
heard that's what I'm saying. Blake Lively was harassing the shit out of that girl. Mean as
Mm.
hell. There's interviews of the snide remarks. I'm just playing all of those, there's
Oh,
interviews that I've watched, and I'm like, this bitch, you know what I'm
so
saying? It's like,
it's true.
and just imagine what was happening if you could do those things during an interview with your fucking co-star that you're supposed to be friends and friendly with. What else can
It,
you do?
if I were her, I wouldn't do this because when you think about it, people like that, and I don't know if it was your channel or somebody else's channel, but they talk about people with that characteristic, like Nikki, for example. No disrespect to Nikki fans and stuff. I
Yeah.
love Nikki. But you know the woman that has like that mean energy? Like she's
Mhm.
always I'll just say Remy, for example, like that mean energy. No one wants to work with you. Like
No
it'll
one
be
wants
to
to
the
be
point where
around you. Yeah.
yeah, like you'll miss your whole opportunity just because of your energy, the way you give off. Like calm down. So that's what made me ask, like, is it possible? Like, that's just a little theory. What do you think about that? Like, you think she kind of bullied her a little bit, kind of low key, and they're like, you know what? Let's just switch their characters. Let Blair be the mean person. Let this
Yeah,
girl
that's
be
what
the.
they said. They said in real life, it was opposite.
Mm,
Blair was, she's calm. Again, all of the actors, all of the rest of them are still cool. Blake is not cool with none of them.
and
All
that's
of the
funny.
actors that were in that show, mind you, they were all young, whatever. They're all still cool. You'll see them every once in a while. She, not so much.
I mean, talk about playing your roles in real life. Like, that is nuts. I didn't think it was true, but that was just a minor intuition guess. Like, is it possible this happened? But now that you clarified it, that is nuts. Okay. But I just definitely want to say love you, happy 2025.
Thank
I'm
you.
planning on getting your feety girl. Thank you so much. And right now, I'm away from the media, so they're talking about oh January is the anniversary. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna mind my beautiful melanated business. I'm literally doing my skincare. I just got done working out. I don't have time for
Good. We
any
ain't got
emotional
time for
mental.
the foolishness.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave them have at it. So everybody's like, hey, did you heard on the news? Nope, no, and I don't want to know because that I know how it affects my energy and I did want to ask, how do you deal with that? Like when people say, well, it's important, you need to know, like, it's okay to be aware, I get it, but I know how energetically
Leave
it
me
makes me
alone.
feel.
And because I'm one of those people that watch a lot of news, I've always been like that since I was a little kid. Like it's literally a big deal that I'm not watching news to like everybody, my kid, everyone. That's most of the conversations I have with a lot of people, about current events and shit. And it's just, to me, what do you want me to do? You want me to
Yes,
continue to have these conversations about what to discuss the foolishness, to discuss. I don't want to take in no more of their bullshit. Like I said, I attempted to do that this weekend. We watched a little bit of news,
mhm,
and some pundit was talking. I don't remember. It was so much shit that happened. It's always so much shit that's happening. It was something that happened, and he, I think it might have been the shooting somehow, and I think it might have been the cyber. I don't remember what it was, but like the delusion of it all is like, I don't want to. And like,
I agree.
my mental health, and if you can't tolerate that, that's cool. I'm gonna go home. I don't want please watch the news on your own time. That's what I say. Why? I get it. I'm not gonna knock you for continue wanting to watch the news, because if I still wanted to watch it, I'd have not watched it. But like, respect the fact that I emotionally can't deal with this shit right now, because I'm gonna go rage on, and for what?
I agree. Like, honestly, 2025 really, you and 2025 really taught me, take care of yourself. Like, you don't have to deal with something if you don't have to. And that's what really hit me. That was kind of like the gag when you posted that one picture of the black women on the building. Is I was like, wow, that makes sense. So to me, I used to feel bad, like, oh, I'm not really watching the news. Like, everybody's kind of pushing me, kind of like how they do with like women having kids. Like, oh, you should do this, you should do this. Like,
Hold
to me,
on,
I'm like, I
pause.
don't
I
feel
just
bad.
wanted to say something because it was another movie and I couldn't remember it, but I remember it now. You
Mhm.
remember that movie she made in 2008 called A Simple Favor with
Oh,
another actress? Her name is, I'm gonna tell you the other actress. Her name is, what is her
Blake
name?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. She played in
Oh,
this. It was a crime thriller. It was with this other actress. What is her name? Hold on. As it was called A Simple Favor.
let me look
Okay.
that up.
It was called A Simple, what is her name? Hold on. I'm trying to look for actresses. Anna, what's her name? Anna Kendrick. She's an
You said
actress.
Simple Favor?
A Simple Favor.
Okay.
They have not made a part 2. Again, this is 2006. Again, this is just an
Mm,
example. Why? Because they got into it during the filming.
on set.
Yes. The movie apparently did well. They wanted to do a part 2 but nobody could tolerate Blake.
Can you imagine, like, like, and this is my favorite movie, no shade. Imagine Rush Hour if Chris Tucker just was getting it with Jackie Chan in real life. Can you imagine if there wasn't a 2 or 3 and I would be hurt,
Yeah.
especially when it's making a lot of money. Like, your attitude is the downfall, and that's one thing I say, like, mean people are not always mean. When you think about it, imagine what happened to all the high school people. They're
Mhm.
forgettable. What are they now? Like, so, like, being sweet, being kind, I'm not saying being nice, because in some dictionaries, nice means stupid, but
Mhm.
being sweet and kind goes a long way, and people always like, "Oh, but you get taken advantage of." No, not if you play it correctly, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to rest in your femininity. It's okay to be a genuine person, but don't get
Yeah,
walked
you
all
just
over.
gotta know when like, nah. I try, well, again, I think it's weird to call yourself a good, but I try to be a decent human being for the most part. But like, when someone plays in your face, it's great to be nice. And when someone plays in your face, that's when you like, all right, I'm good on it.
I
I'm
agree.
good on it. You don't need to be a mean, like, I don't want to be a mean, fucked up human being, and you got to earn my decency. No, I'm gonna be decent to you. I'm gonna be nice to you, and then when you show me you're a dick, I'll take it there. I shouldn't have to change and be a horrible person because other people don't know how to act. But I
I
will
agree.
hold your ass accountable when you show me who the fuck you are the first time.
And you
Because you're
taught me
right.
that.
Being nice and allowing people to just play in your face, fucking play in your face, that is stupid. right? But being a decent person or being nice or whatever and expecting that in return, that should be human nature. And when people show you that they not that person, if you keep them in your life, yes, then you're a dumbass. But
I agree.
cut their ass
Like,
out.
the laws of human nature. I'm just saying, like, you don't let people play in your face because they're gonna think, oh, I allowed this situation. No. Like, between you and my mom, shout out to the Scorpios, y'all put us on game. But like, y'all really, like, I'm not about to let people play my no guy, no girl, no thank you. No thank you. So I appreciate you telling me that, because now, and this is coming from someone who's a minor in like fashion is my major, fashion design, but minors in acting slash theater. And now you kind of put me on like, hey, when someone treats you how they treat you, you don't have to, you could quit because your respect is more important. Your
It is.
boundaries and respects are way more important. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm gonna see if I can send you something in the chat. I mean, send you a little, but I appreciate you and thank you for keep putting us on game. I'm gonna look for some more development playlists that you post. I'm meeting the members only chat, but thank you.
Okay, sis. Thank you so much for coming up.
Have a good one. Thank you, big sis.
Bye. All right, y'all. The link is in the description in case you want to come up. I think I dropped it again. I'm not sure. If I didn't, I'll do it again. All right. Like I said, we will be back in like less than an hour, so it'll be all right. She said Blake gives accurate representation of what Serena would be like in real life. She was great as Serena because she wasn't acting. Yeah. Just a perpetual fucking victim that creates her own and then be like, but I'm a white woman. I shouldn't have to be held accountable for any of my actions. Please. Please. I gotta be honest. I don't care if Blake lied. I said it. I've been saying it for whatever. I've been saying it. And I know people like, oh, no, no. I feel I said what I said. Kay said what she said. Hello, Deshaun. Deshaun will be back in a couple of minutes, more like a half an hour. Is she a mean girl? I don't mind it. I don't mind you being a mean girl because it is what you is. But stop playing. Stop acting like you don't know you a bitch. That's my thing. Stop acting like you don't know you a bitch. Stop acting like you don't know you created this situation. But again, this is what they do. How many black women have lost their jobs, promotions, whatever, to these women doing shit? And like I said, it's not even oh, I'm doing it so I can get the promotion. Oh, I'm doing it so I can. There is, majority of the time, there is no benefit other than fucking your shit up. There is no benefit to them besides fucking you. No actual tangible benefit to them besides fucking your shit up. I guess maybe the benefit is, something in their spirit, makes their ancestors feel good about it. I don't know. I don't know. Email your representative and invoke the 14. Okay. Blake is, girl has always gotten her way. Yeah, and when you always get your way, I get it. I lived a life where majority of the time I be getting my way, but let's be for real. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And Blake is not a good person. Anna Kendrick, yes, y'all knew who it was in that movie. They apparently that movie did really well. Seen it a couple years, I don't remember, but I seen it. It did really well, and I saw a whole thing. They were good. They were trying to do a part 2, but they can't get along because Blake is nasty. The snide remarks, the nasty comments. This is white woman 101. And you can't, and that's another gag, because again, even that article we read a little while ago, it's like, and I guess the whole country, and I've said this before, they can't actually call Blake out on their shit, on her shit. Just like white America can't actively call out what is actually happening here, right? Because they would have to acknowledge what is actually happening here. And since they are a part, like that white woman reporter who wrote this article, right? She can't actively point out Blake Lively's shit because that's also her shit. Right? That's also the shit of her mother and every woman who looks like her that she's ever met. This is what they do. It's normal behavior. What are you talking about? What's so that's their shit. Just like these white people, they love to say, you know, the middle America and white people, middle class and white people. He touches middle America, the racist. This country is racist. Oh, Harris didn't do her campaign because the country is racist. All of these, this is why I can't watch all of these. That means nothing. She didn't run a good campaign. She's stupid and ain't got no. She didn't work for all three fraction of the government. But she's stupid. She dumb. She ain't got no intelligence. What did you do as a vice president? Vice presidents aren't meant to do anything. Vice presidents are meant to just sit there in case in case the first president die. And in case the president asks him to do something. Vice presidents don't do. But why she didn't do anything? The prices of eggs. When the answer is, and maybe if you would have called a spade months ago when it was going down, white America is racist. But you can't say that being a pundit on CNN because your parents live in Kentucky and your parents are racist. And your mama might call you feeling a way that you called white people racist or called a spade a spade. Can't do that. That's why when the shit was happening with Luigi and all of this shit, and New York City AI was trying to say it was a light-skinned black man. The bias is crazy. I saw this shit this weekend. I forgot it was some AI, an AI that is a black woman AI, right? That was created by white men and Asian men. The AI that is supposed to be a black woman created by white men and Asian men. I'm not saying, to me, he's a white man. To white Americans, he ain't white like them. We know he white. But he got enough common sense to recognize he ain't white enough. To them, he probably an equivalent of a mixed person. No shade, just TJ, okay? I don't care what he is. He's not white American, blonde hair, blue eyes. He ain't I live in Alabama, I went to UMiss white person. Y'all know I'm not doing this because y'all know what I'm talking about. She said he could play a Latino and get away with it. He could. Most white girls are mean girls. Most just play nice. They all, yeah. We've been there. We know that. That's why I said we know. We know. If anybody know, we know. Let's keep going down. Keep going down. Please don't forget to like this video. Bree is watching from work. All right, y'all. So I'm about to get up out of here. It is 1:30. I'm gonna try to be back at 2:00. We're gonna get into the whole Meg Thee Stallion situation, and I'm probably gonna make the nurse video a separate video because I really don't want to do real long about that, okay? Because this is horrid, okay? But give me like a half an hour, an hour. I'll set it up. I will be back. Please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And follow me on my social media platforms. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. Please follow, please subscribe, and I'll see y'all in a bit.